Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another video, and today is the 10th anniversary of Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Now that is kind of insane to say that it's been 10 years to the day that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out, because for me that is probably my all-time favorite Call of Duty game. I think it's the game I personally rank the highest. And I kind of put it up on a pedestal. So Black Ops 2 for me is like almost peak Call of Duty. It's where I've had almost like the most fun, and it's just so nostalgic for me, and it just seriously feels so odd that it's been 10 years. So this is what we're going to be kind of going over in today's video, is just, you know, talking about Black Ops 2, as well as a little bit about kind of the franchise since then, but really just like how crazy is it that it's been 10 years. So I'm not going to go too far into this. I'm sure I'm going to go off on plenty of rants here, but I want to kind of save a little bit of this for a couple of other videos that are probably coming out in the next few weeks or months or whatever, where we can really deep dive into a lot of stuff about Black Ops 2, because I've got a lot more to say, and I guarantee I won't be able to get it all out in this video, but I'm going to at least try and get some basic points across. So, Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 was the first Call of Duty game I ever got at a midnight release. Black Ops 2 is my very first one. I played all the rest, you know, I played COD 4, I played COD 2, you know, World at War, MW2, Black Ops 1. I played all of them, MW3, played all of them. But Black Ops 2 is the first one that I actually owned on day one. All the others, like MW2, I ended up getting for Christmas that year, and so on. So for Black Ops 2, I actually went to GameStop with my mom that night. I mean, the week before, I also went with my mom, and we went and got Halo 4, and that was pretty fun because, you know, I was just like, hey mom, like, can I go get this game? And she's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, hey, but it comes out at midnight. Is that okay? You know, I know it's a school night. And she's like, is your homework done? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, fine, let's go. So my mom drives me out to GameStop and stands in line with me, and we buy the game. And then, dude, I just remember driving home, like the whole way home. I'm just sitting there, like, looking at the game, looking at the copy, like the disc, and opening it up, and like it didn't really have a manual. I'm pretty sure back then that's when they started getting rid of like the game manuals, but like reading the back of the box, inside it had like the little cutout for Nuketown 2025. And then, dude, I was just so excited. So when I got home, my brother was already ready and waiting. So he had the Xbox all set up in his bedroom, and so we just boom, put Black Ops 2 in, and I still remember this to this day. This is crazy. This happened 10 years ago, literally to this day, and I still remember it, just like perfectly in my mind. And that we went down into his bedroom downstairs, and we started playing, but we weren't connected to the internet, right? And I don't think we had Xbox Live. So we just ended up playing some local multiplayer matches. So the first map in Black Ops 2 I ever played was on Plaza. Now that was that nightclub map that was at night, and inside you had like that, the middle area where you had like the dubstep going on. You know, it's like the I'm gonna try it out. You know, that whole thing. Super fun, really great map. And me and him, we just hopped in there and we just played against bots, and we just threw on the highest kill streak. So we threw on VTOL and Swarm and Dogs and stuff. And we just camped up top on, there's like these two sniper spots on it with the overlook B flag. And we just camped up there. I was covering one side, he was covering the other. And then we just wait for the bots to just climb up there and we'd kill them. And then we'd get a score streak. And then we just like pilot the VTOL and all this stuff, and dude, super fun. And then I remember after we played a little bit of multiplayer, then we ended up going over and playing zombies and trying out zombies for the very first time. It was insane because we had Transit, right? Transit was the map that came out at launch, was Transit. That map was actually insane. And I remember on that one, we missed the bus, so the bus left. And so we didn't know what to do, right? So, like, I think actually the very first time we made it with the bus, and then I believe we were at, like, Diner, or we might have been at Power Station, but we ended up leaving. The bus ended up leaving us, and so we're like, oh, crap, okay. So then we tried to run through the fog, and that's, of course, when the denizens get on you. So the denizens jump on us, and you know, they start attacking you. And see, we didn't know that you could knife the denizens to actually kill them. Like, you just like boom, you knife them twice and then they fall off and they die, right? Well, we didn't know that, so instead we're just sitting here trying to shoot the denizens off of each other. So like the denizen would jump on his head and I'd start trying to shoot it off and kill it, and then he'd jump on my head. But then as soon as it got on both of our heads, we both end up going down. And we tried Transit like a couple of times, and we like couldn't figure it out. It took us like a day to figure out that, oh you can actually knife the denizens. So actually super insane. And then I believe that next day I actually had to go to school or something, because I remember when I got home from school, my brother was already at home, and he was already there playing Black Ops 2 multiplayer with his friends, with his buddy Luke, really cool guy. And just really fun, you know, like crazy that I remember this like 10 years ago to this day, as well as just like playing Black Ops 2 multiplayer. Like I had a whole system for that where, you know, that was back, I was in middle school when Black Ops 2 came out, and so like my parents were really hard on me to like trying to go to school, right? By the time I got to high school, they're just like, hey, you're basically an adult, you can make your own decisions or whatever. But back then, you know, like they were like, hey, you got, you know, like a bedtime, like you're supposed to be in bed, you got to wake up, you got to get to school the next morning, and so they were like, you know, past like 11 o'clock midnight, nope, that's it, Xbox is turned off, you can't play anymore. But I'm like, bro, you know, I'm like still a kid at this point, so I'm like, dude, I want to keep playing video games, like it's freaking Black Ops 2, right? So I would end up sneaking downstairs and I'm playing Black Ops 2. I'd have the sound turned all the way off. But with the way the house is set up, like my parents would come, like get out of their bed, and they'd go over and they'd stand at the top of the stairs, and if they could see the TV was on, they obviously knew that me or my brother, we were playing video games still. But so we ended up, whenever we'd hear them getting out of bed, we'd run over and we'd turn off the TV, and then we just lay there. So they'd come and they'd stand at the top of the stairs, and they wouldn't see the TV on. So after a couple minutes, they're like, whatever, and they'd end up going back to bed. And then, dude, it was just so fun, because then we ended up hanging a sheet in front of the stairs, so that way we could even keep the TV on, and they wouldn't be able to see the glow from the TV, see like, you know, any of the brightness from it. So that was super fun. But seriously, Black Ops 2 though, I had so much fun playing that game. And let's discuss why. So I think Black Ops 2 is probably one of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time. One, because of the campaign. The campaign was seriously so good. The campaign was the first and really only time in the series that you really had branching narratives within the storyline, so you could actually choose what you wanted to do with the storyline and how you wanted it to progress. So you could save one person or let them die, and depending what your choice was, would actually impact the storyline and could potentially, you know, like give you a good ending to the game or a bad ending. And there's a bunch of different endings, and of course you can get like the perfect ending, but you have to do like everything specifically in order to do that. So really cool. I mean, campaign was it was seriously super fun and really solid. I don't think I actually ever ended up beating the campaign. I know I did, but what I mean by that is I don't think I ended up beating it until, I want to say it was 2013. No. It might have been 2013, summer of 2013 or summer of 2014, something like that. That's when I actually ended up beating the campaign and doing all that. Black Ops 2 was also one of the first games I started actually trying to go for all the achievements. I went through and I played all of the zombies and stuff. When that game first came out, we had transit, dude. That was freaking insane. And see, this is what I like. I really want to get into this and talk about like all these fun memories and stuff I have of the game, which I really want to do. But of course, if we do that, then the video is going to end up being like 6 hours long, because I seriously have so many fond memories of the game, and it was so fun to play. But instead, I'm going to save that for probably another video. But yeah, man, just playing Transit when that game, when that map first came out, was just absolutely insane. I really enjoyed playing Town. Town was the one survival map I actually really liked. All the others, of course, like, you know, Bus Depot sucked. Farm was okay. I ended up playing Farm quite a bit, but not as much as Town. Town I played a ton, because that one had a pack-a-punch, and that one had perks and stuff. And of course, also just because Transit was fun, but holy crap, man. It took a little bit to get set up on Transit, especially with like trying to get the pack-a-punch and power and all that stuff. I'm just like, you know, I'm just gonna hop in. I'm just gonna play some zombies. You know, I only have like an hour or two after school anyway, so I'm just gonna hop in and do that. And then of course multiplayer. Multiplayer was seriously so much fun. Just played that like crazy. I remember that Christmas 2012. My brother and I both ended up getting Turtle Beach headsets for Christmas. So we got, I want to say it was the X12s, but super cool. And it was awesome because since we got Turtle Beaches, we could actually talk online, right? Because me and him, we were just playing split screen on Black Ops 2. We only had one Xbox 360, and so we were wanting to party up with our friends and play. So we're playing split screen, and we only had one headset at the time, so he would have the headset on, and he'd be talking to him, and I'm like, hey, I want to hear what they're saying. Like, I want to be part of this conversation. But then we both ended up having the headset that we got for Christmas. But the thing about that is that kind of sucks. We're both sitting there on the couch playing together with our headsets on. But, you know, one of us had to always have our headsets muted, or else there'd be a really bad echo, because you could hear, you know, what he's saying come through his microphone, but also my microphone. And then what I'm saying could come through my microphone and his microphone. So everybody we're in the party with is like, bro, what the? Like, they're getting annoyed with us. But, freaking just crazy. As well as that game, like, I bought the season pass for it. That was the first game I ever bought a season pass for. That was the first game I ever pre-ordered. Well, I mean, I didn't pre-order. That wasn't the first one. I pre-ordered Halo 4 before that. But first Call of Duty game I pre-ordered. First Call of Duty game I went and got at a midnight release. So much fun. And that was the first game I actually played with Christmas noobs. I guess I technically did back in 2009 with Modern Warfare 2, although I was a Christmas noob back then. But Black Ops 2, I ended up playing it before then. And that was, remember that back in the day, they actually had that message of the day that popped up that actually like promoted Christmas noobs. Now it's kind of a shame we don't really have that anymore. After, it was like not even like 3 years later, Activision kind of started frowning upon that. Like, oh, we can't clown on these Christmas noobs too much because, you know, their parents just dropped $60 on this game for them and we want them to continue playing. Like, you can't destroy them too hard. But I'm like, come on, bro. Like, back in 2009 with Modern Warfare 2, when I got that game for Christmas, I was just getting absolutely destroyed. But it never made me want to stop playing the game. I was like, man, I'm getting wrecked. I got to play this game more. I got to get better at it. You know, I got to start learning more about it, you know, and it just kind of made me want to grind harder towards the game. But that one was freaking super sick. I remember my brother and his friends, they were all like competing to see who could reach Prestige Master first. And I don't remember who won, but I remember that was a super cool thing at the time. I was like, dang, they ended up getting it super quick. You know, they were super into multiplayer. At first, I really wasn't. At first, I was more so into like, you know, playing just a lot of zombies, because like with Black Ops 1, that's what I was into. I played a ton of Black Ops 1 zombies, and that's really what I love playing about Black Ops 1. And then Black Ops 2, I tried doing the same thing. I tried playing just tons of zombies, but then I started playing a little bit of multiplayer, and I was like, bro, this multiplayer is fantastic. And I ended up recording a bunch of those videos. Dude, I wish I still had them. I know I've uploaded a bunch of them to the channel, but they're just such terrible quality because I had an old, what was it called? The Roxio game capture. That thing was hot garbage. I mean, at the time, it was, you know, probably halfway decent because this was back in 2012, but nowadays where, you know, we got 4K game captures and, you know, all this stuff, crazy stuff, it's like that quality just does not hold up. But I even remember like back then thinking, man, this quality is still terrible, because I had it plugged into my laptop, and something about that laptop was like seriously that laptop was like from like 2005 or 2006, and it was just some terrible HP and just had absolutely no power in it. And so I hooked up that Roxio to it, and I tried recording, but for some reason, like, it wasn't fast enough to record. Like, the CPU wasn't good enough, so instead it made all of the footage super fast and sped up. So I always had to slow all the footage down within my editing software, which is just freaking stupid, like, thinking back to it. But freaking crazy. And then I ended up, like, switching formats or something to a different, like, recording format, and it ended up recording it just fine. But the quality like dropped on it, and I'm pretty sure the audio sucked too. Like, the audio was like super blown out and just like ear rapey. But yeah, man, that was just terrible. So I know I have a ton of videos of the game uploaded on my channel from clear back then, dude. Absolutely insane. But it's basically borderline unwatchable at this point. I really wish I still had access to that laptop, because that's where I had all my footage for that game. I really wish I could go back and find all that footage of just to watch it, because, you know I wasn't that great at the game, because especially at launch I held about a 1 KD, which isn't bad for like my first multiplayer game. But over time, you know, I ended up just playing that game so much, I ended up getting like 60,000 kills. I had like 50,000 deaths or something like that. Like, I ended up holding like a 1.2 KD, and I always remember like playing into that summer, dude. Oh my gosh, I played multiplayer so much. That was back when Allier was super big. I started watching a ton of Allier videos of his multiplayer gameplays. Dude, that was so sick. And I just remember like watching him drop swarms and get nuclears and stuff. And I'm like, dude, how does this guy do this? Like, man, I need to start playing like him. I need to get better at the game. So that was just my whole mindset. It was just, oh man, I gotta get better at this game. And I just played that game so much, like every waking moment, dude. Like straight up, as soon as I'd get home from school, like I'd be at school, right? Like I'd be at school talking to my friends about what happened the day before. I'd be like, dude, I was just playing some multiplayer last night, and I used the Remington. I got the Remington gold. My friends are like, no freaking way, dude! I can't believe you got that gold. I still haven't done that yet. Or I'm like, hey, I hit Prestige 3 last night, and they're like, bro, that's so sick. So much fun. And basically all day long, we're just talking about Black Ops 2. And then as soon as we get home from school, party up, and we just played Black Ops 2. Like, absolutely insane. Absolutely killed my grades back then, but hey, it's Black Ops 2. It's one of, the greatest video games ever made. So, it's excusable, I guess. But freaking just, I love that game. Like, playing multiplayer in that game was so much fun. Towards the end of the game's life cycle, probably around midsummer, probably around July or August, I ended up getting super good at multiplayer, where I was, at that point, I was actually like consistently like the top of my team every single game. And it was really cool because, when I started playing, I was usually like bottom of the team, maybe second to the bottom. Like, I did terrible. But by then, I had every weapon gold, so I had diamond camo on every weapon. Dude, I was so hyped about that. I hit Prestige Master. I want to say I hit Prestige Master around May of 2013. Like, it took me a little while. It took me like 6 or 7 months. But I was still pretty proud of that. I was like, wow, this is my first game I really ever played multiplayer in, and I hit Prestige Master in it too. So I was like, freaking wow, that was incredible. And I remember even just playing through it, not even just through that first year, but over the last 10 years, I really tried to get 100%. I really wanted 100% that game. I really wanted to get all 100% of all the multiplayer challenges done, all the calling cards. I wanted to get all the achievements, literally get everything done in that game. And I still have not. What haven't I done? I don't think I got a nuked out in free-for-all, because I'm pretty sure that was the first game that included a calling card for that. I never reset my stats, because by the time I realized you could reset your stats, I was already Prestige Master, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do this again. It already took me 6 months. Although I guarantee if I had reset my stats, then I could have gotten back to Prestige Master like that, because I played the game so much. But I mean, just overall, the base game was fantastic. I think the Black Ops 2 also had such an amazing DLC season as well. Since, like I said, I bought the season pass for that game. And, dude, I also remember when those freaking personalization packs came out, like the bacon camo. Dude, I was so hyped for that. I went out and I bought Microsoft points the day before, and I was, like, ready. So as soon as I got home from school, I'm like, bam, bought all these personalization packs and put them all on my guns. I was, like, so excited to, have a bacon camo or weaponized 115. Like, it was all so sick. But for the main DLCs, that's back in Call of Duty when we actually had DLC packs, not seasons. And that was crazy, because the first one we had Revolution, right? Revolution, that one was super cool. Then what did we have? We had Uprising. Was it Uprising? Yeah, Uprising. Then we had, because it spelled out, wasn't it Rush? What did it spell out? Did it spell out something for Black Ops 2? Hang on, I gotta look this up, because I swear it spelled out something for Black Ops 2. I know it spelled out like Odin for Call of Duty Ghosts, but Black Ops 2 DLC seasons, I don't remember what it spelled out. I know the first one was Revolution. I'm pretty sure the second one was Uprising, right? Second one was Uprising. What did we have? Oh, Vengeance. And we had Apocalypse. Okay, yeah, that's what it was. So, the first DLC with the Revolution, then we had Die Rise, dude. Oh, man, playing that thing was so much fun. Yeah, dude, I just remember playing Die Rise a ton, playing all those multiplayer maps. We had, like, Mirage and stuff, dude. So sick. I think one of my favorite ones, though, right, was Uprising. When Uprising came out, because that was the time. I was actually talking to somebody in real life about this. I was talking to one of my buddies about this. I was like, it was even just like 3 or 4 days ago. It was seriously like super soon. But I was talking to him about it, and I was like, man, back with Black Ops 2, I remember this to this day. With Black Ops 2, with the DLCs, every time a new like DLC pack would come out, it would drop. The Microsoft Store would update at like 3 in the morning, something just crazy. And so I would stay up that night. So I'd go to school I'd wake up, I'd go to school that day, I'd come home and I'd play the game, and then I would stay up that night. I might have taken a nap or something, but I'd stay up till about 3 in the morning, and I'd be constantly refreshing the Microsoft Store, constantly refreshing it until the DLC pack popped up, and then I immediately started downloading it. And of course, I'd be checking Reddit. That's when I really started getting into Reddit, and I started following the Black Ops 2 subreddit and the Call of Duty subreddit. And I was like, man, okay, anybody else seeing like when this DLC is coming out? And it was crazy. Oh, it's because we were downloading, I think we were downloading Modern Warfare 2 the other day. And the whole like file size where it was like 70 gigabyte or something like that. And I was like, how crazy is it that, you know, here we are like in 2022, a 70 gigabyte game download. I think it was just an update. I'm pretty sure it was like just a 70 gigabyte update or something for the game. But it only took like less than an hour for it to update. And while I was updating, I was telling my buddy about this story. I was like, you know, back then, as soon as the DLC came out, it came out at like 3 or 3:30 in the morning. Well, then I could start downloading it. But my internet was so bad back in the day that the DLCs were only like 2 or 3 gigabytes, like they were super small. It took me over an hour to download it. It took me well over an hour to actually download the DLC, and then I would download the DLC, and then I'd hop in and I'd start playing it. So I remember for Uprising, for that one, I immediately jumped in and I immediately started playing Mob of the Dead. Mob of the Dead was so sick. I'm pretty sure I ended up skipping school that day because I really wanted to play Mob of the Dead. And for some reason I have some vivid memory of finding the key in Mob of the Dead. After like you shock the first thing, you know, the key goes down and then you can actually pick it up after you leave like the purgatory mode. But I don't know why, but I remember faking going to school that day. Like I ended up playing it, and I was literally in the middle of like a zombies map on Mob of the Dead, and my mom's like, hey, like it's time to go to school, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So then I like ended up quitting out, and I run upstairs and I eat like some cereal, and then I'm pretty sure I was like, I walked out the door, and then I'm pretty sure I just like snuck back in a window or something, and I just played Mob of the Dead, played that zombies map. I also have another vivid memory of Vengeance, of the DLC 3 one. So this one was super fun. Same thing. I ended up staying up super late, although that one dropped during the summer, so that was good. So I didn't have school the next day or anything. But that one, same thing. So that one, you know, I was super tired the night before, so I was like, oh man, okay. You know, I really want to play this one. So I set myself an alarm, and it didn't go off for some reason. Or I don't even know if I set myself an alarm. But I remember I ended up falling asleep, and I was in the middle of like sleeping when all of a sudden, see, I don't think I've ever even been able to replicate this sense. This happened 10 years ago. I don't think I've ever been able to do this sense. I was literally in the middle of a dream. You know, I was flying, or you know, I don't know what I was doing, like driving a car or something. And all I remember is all of a sudden I just stopped what I was doing in the dream, and I just realized I am dreaming right now. I need to wake up. I am waiting on this Black Ops 2 DLC to launch. What am I doing dreaming? So I immediately go, boom, wake myself up right then. And luckily the DLC had only been out for like 10 minutes, and so I immediately started downloading it, playing it and stuff. And my buddies came over later that day, and we played a bunch of multiplayer. We played Buried. Oh, dude, I remember playing Buried a ton. That was so much fun. But seriously, Black Ops 2 was probably my favorite Call of Duty game. And it's weird to think that it's been 10 years, you know. That game, I played it, of course, like almost every single day when it first came out. And then when Call of Duty Ghosts came out, of course I played a bunch of Ghosts, but that was the first time that a Call of Duty game really kind of picked up steam its second year as well, because traditionally, you know, a game has its 1 year life cycle and then it pretty much falls off, right? So like after Black Ops 1 came out, you know, Black Ops 1 had its full DLC season, and then MW3 came out. Black Ops 1 just kind of went and just dropped, you know. Of course, all the hardcore players moved over to Modern Warfare 3 and started playing that. And then, of course, same thing with Black Ops 2. When Black Ops 2 came out, all the hardcore players from Modern Warfare 3 went over and dropped Modern Warfare 3 and kept playing Black Ops 2. Well, with Ghosts, what ended up happening is when Ghosts came out, people jumped over from Black Ops 2 into Ghosts, but then a lot of people ended up going, man, I don't like Ghosts. And they ended up going back and playing Black Ops 2, which was actually insane back in the day, because that like had never happened before. And Black Ops 2 actually released, I'm pretty sure it was more personalization packs in its year 2. That was the first time we ever got content in a year 2 of a Call of Duty game. And that's just because so many people were playing Black Ops 2 still, rather than Call of Duty Ghosts. The Activision's like, okay, hey, you know, why don't we continue supporting Black Ops 2 for the people who want to play this? And man, it was so much fun back in the day. Like, I'm sure I had, and I still remember, I do know I had a lot of bad times playing that game, because of course I was playing off Wi-Fi, I was playing on a massive TV with a ton of input lag, and of course I really wasn't all that great at the game, but I ended up raging a ton in that game. But at the same time, like, I don't remember a lot of that. I only really remember a lot of the good memories, so maybe that's probably why I kind of have this skewed perception of the game right now, and why I put it on such a high pedestal, is because I only really remember the good things about it, because I'm sure there was plenty of bad. You know, there was a lot of like lag compensation, target finder, stuff like that, and stuff that was annoying, but at the same time, like, overall, that game was probably one of the last like truly solid Call of Duty games, in my opinion. Like, to me, that Black Ops 2 was the peak. Like, you know, in like COD 4, you know, was like, bam, took the franchise to new heights. Modern Warfare 2 took it to even newer heights. Modern Warfare 2 basically just did everything COD 4 did, but better. And then Black Ops 1 came out and had zombies, and, you know, zombies in Black Ops 1, or sorry, Black Ops 1 came out, Black Ops 1 was amazing, had zombies was great. And then Modern Warfare 3 came out, and Modern Warfare 3 was incredible. And then Black Ops 2 came out and was like even better. And Black Ops 2, in my opinion, was the peak. That's when like every single game literally kept building off the previous one and kept getting better and better and better. And for me, at that point, it almost seemed like that was when Call of Duty reached like a global audience to me. Was that with Black Ops 2, in Black Ops 2, that game had such an audience that I could go to school and I could talk to like just about anybody in my class, so long as they're a guy, right? So long as they're a guy, I could talk to them and be like, hey, have you played Black Ops 2? And they're like, yeah, I play Black Ops 2. They're like, what platform are you playing on? Oh, I play on PlayStation. Oh, I play on Xbox. I'm like, hey, I play on Xbox as well. You should add me. Let's party up. Let's play together. Like, Black Ops 2, swear everybody played that, as well as I remember my U.S. history teacher back then in school. My U.S. history teacher, that day, the night the game came out, right, like that day in class, he ended up saying to us, he's like, okay, guys, I know Black Ops 2 comes out tonight. I know you guys are going to go to the midnight release. I know you guys are going to get the game, and I know you guys are going to be playing all night long. So if you do that, he's like, I don't care if you do that. I honestly kind of applaud you for doing that. You know, he's like, I'm going to do it as well. He's like, but please do not come to my class tired. Just don't come to my class at all tomorrow. If you're going to be tired, just don't come to my class. Like, there's no point in you showing up if you're going to be tired and not paying attention. And then he's like, ladies, I know Twilight comes out tonight, and you're all going to go see that. So same thing. You guys are all going to be tired. Just don't come to my class tomorrow. And I was like, let's freaking go. Like, what an awesome teacher. But Black Ops 2, super solid game. But I think that after Black Ops 2, with like Ghosts, the franchise kind of went, boo, you know, hit a giant snag. And that was the first game that I felt like a lot of people refused to play. I had a lot of friends that actually played it at first, and then were just like, nope, I am not playing Ghosts. Like, I absolutely hate Call of Duty Ghosts. I am not playing this game. Whereas I feel like that almost never happened before. Like, you know, COD 4, people jumped over and played World at War, people played Modern Warfare 2, people played Black Ops 1, people played Modern Warfare 3, people played Black Ops 2. Nobody really ever was like, you know what, I am not playing this current game. I'm going to go play a previous one. Like, I refuse to play this like they did with Ghosts. So I think Black Ops 2, in my opinion, was just really where the franchise was just like, boom, it just was consistent up to that point, and then after Black Ops 2, it just went, started going downhill. And to me, that's kind of when, at least in my life, when I saw a lot of people started losing interest in the franchise, because I mean, at that point, it had already been, you know, how many years of pretty much the same thing, a multiplayer campaign and the zombies. And at that point, people were starting to get bored. You know, we had Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, even a little bit of Black Ops 3. Then we had Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered. We had World War II, Black Ops 4. Like, yeah, the franchise kind of started to get a little stale at that point. But Black Ops 2, man, I feel like Black Ops 2 was the last truly, just absolutely perfect Call of Duty game. Like, that game was just, I mean, in my opinion, just perfect. Like, I seriously put that game on such a high pedestal. And if I could meet the developers from Treyarch who worked on Black Ops 2, dude, I would shake every one of their hands and just tell them, like, thank you, dude, because that game was amazing. And it kind of shaped that period in my life where it was just all I could think about during school. I was just always just like, man, I can't wait to play Black Ops 2. Like, that thing consumed my thoughts and all my spare time. Like, Black Ops 2 was so much fun. And I just had so much fun playing it with, you know, all my friends and talking about it with everybody. Like, it was incredible. We even went on some giant camping trip over the summer. And while we were camping, me and my buddies there, we were talking about Black Ops 2 the whole time. We're like, man, I can't wait to get back home and play Black Ops 2. And it was kind of cool because while we were gone, literally the day we got back is when they added the Ray Gun Mark II on accident. They added it in for a couple hours into regular zombies before they ended up taking it out again. But you could use like the Ray Gun Mark II on town down, but it wasn't supposed to go live until it went live with Buried. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, overall, Black Ops 2, it's just weird that it's been 10 years. I think that part of it has been just because the last like 4 or 5 years have just gone by so fast, and a lot has happened. Whereas it really feels like the 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 really was the kind of the Black Ops 2 era. Because I even remember playing Black Ops 2 back in 2015 before Black Ops 3 came out. Like, super fun game, and yeah, I don't know really what else more to say about it. I do want to make more videos, like I said, make more videos probably talking about my memories and more stuff about playing the game, as well as I also want to do a video ranking every Call of Duty game. So you guys, I'm sure you guys kind of get an idea where I'm going to put Black Ops 2 on that list. But overall, just a great game. It's weird that it's been 10 years. Like, it's a little sad. It's been 10 freaking years. I'm like, dude, I am 10 years older. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, like a lot has happened in those 10 years. And it's also kind of fun to see that, wow, Black Ops 2 has kind of stood the test of time and is still, like that kind of shining beacon for me for this franchise. That I'm just still like, Black Ops 2, and it's just like, oh, just perfect. So, yep, that's going to do it for our video today, guys. What do you guys think about this? If you guys have any fun memories or, what do you guys think about Black Ops 2? Let me know in the comments down below. It's been 10 years, guys. I still can't believe that. So crazy. I don't know, man. Black Ops 2. What a fantastically perfect game. I love it. I will forever love Black Ops 2. I think that one will be probably one of my favorite video games of all time. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.